The richest man in the world has been competing against Amazon founder Jeff Bezos in a space race for the past few years, and many have been wondering who will emerge the victor in the end. Stay tuned and don't go away because Elon Musk has been shading Jeff Bezos. Here's what he has to say. First up, are Musk and Bezos beefing? Let's take a look. Musk and Bezos are certainly beefing. We'll start off with that, but it's more like a nerdy billionaires beef compared to, say, a beef among famous rappers, And the Bezos and Musk beef is friendly, humorous, restricted to social media, and won't be spilling out onto the streets anytime soon. Elon Musk always has plenty to say about his billionaire buddy Jeff Bezos. While accepting his Person of the Year award from Time magazine, Musk didn't hold back on stage and informed the audience that Bezos does not seem to be willing to spend mental energy getting into the details of engineering. Afterwards, at the celebration ceremony, Musk said, "The devil's in the details. Bezos has reasonably good engineering aptitude, but does take himself a bit too seriously. In some ways, I'm trying to goad him into spending more time at Blue Origin so they make more progress. As a friend of mine says, he should spend more time at Blue Origin and less time in the hot tub." According to Musk, while Bezos is sitting around on his sprawling estate sipping mojitos in his hot tub, Musk is hard at work. Musk opened up about his own work habits and said, "I work 7 days and 80 to 90 hours each week overseeing projects at both Tesla and SpaceX." In early 2021, Musk took over Bezos in the race for the world's richest man and now holds the crown. Musk is worth an estimated $252 billion and Bezos is worth $195 billion. Next up, is Musk a Twitter troll? Let's have a look. There's no question that, yes, Musk is a Twitter troll. The Tesla, SpaceX, and Starlink founder just can't help himself. For Musk, trolling is too much fun to resist, and he loves to stir up harmless trouble in the Twitter sphere, and teasing Bezos, at least in some sense, seems to be a priority. Who could forget the time when Musk sent Bezos a silver medal emoji as a joke to signify their net worth rankings? That was kind of priceless. It's clear from Musk's behavior that he doesn't take himself too seriously and loves to joke around and have fun when time allows. Musk recently threw shade at Bezos when commenting on Germany's plan to invest $10 billion in hydrogen projects. Musk said, "No amount of money can defy physics," as Jeffrey Bezos amply demonstrated. With Blue Origin being SpaceX's main rival, it's not surprising that Musk enjoys throwing shade at Bezos. And Bezos is undoubtedly annoyed at the fact that recent high-paying federal contracts are going to SpaceX. The tweets from Musk came as a response to Germany's massive investment in hydrogen technology, and if there's something that we know, Musk has great disdain for, it's hydrogen technology. In fact, Musk once called hydrogen technology, specifically hydrogen-powered cars, staggeringly dumb. Musk insists that hydrogen fuel cells are inefficient and not a viable option of producing energy or vehicles. Up next is 2021, the year of friendly feuding between Bezos and Musk. Let's take a look. The world's two richest men are competing over areas of space real estate for their satellite fleets. Musk's Starlink communication satellites fly at a low orbit, and if you're lucky enough, you'll be able to see them streaking across the night sky. Bezos says Musk's satellites risk collisions with his own Kuiper satellites, which, like Starlink, will be used to beam internet service from space. As Starlink was just getting underway, Bezos tweeted it's SpaceX's proposed changes that would hamstring competition among satellite systems. It is clearly in SpaceX's interest to smother competition in the cradle if they can, but it's certainly not in the public's interest. Musk quickly fired back with a tweet of his own. It does not serve the public to hamstring Starlink today for an Amazon satellite system that is at best several years away from operation. It's clear that as Starlink was about to launch its satellites, that Bezos was concerned over Musk having a monopoly on the high-speed internet industry. And as you're about to see, Bezos isn't the only one who's upset with Musk's Starlink company. In another part of the world, anger and resentment is growing against Starlink, and we'll get into that in a minute. Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're bringing you the latest information on Musk throwing shade at Bezos, and as you'll see, vice versa. Next up, what does the future of Starlink look like? Let's dig a little deeper. Musk Space Exploration Technologies Corp has launched more than 1,800 satellites for its Starlink internet service and is signing up customers in the United States, UK, and Canada. Amazon won FCC permission for a fleet of 3,236 satellites, but has yet to launch any. Amazon earlier urged the FCC to reject SpaceX's request for lower orbits and said the change will put SpaceX satellites in the midst of the Kuiper system orbits, according to filings at the agency. SpaceX pushed back and argued to the FCC that its plans wouldn't interfere with Amazon's still still nascent plans. A lower orbit allows for much quicker internet service because the signal doesn't travel as far. SpaceX told the SEC that having the satellites closer to Earth reduces the risk of space debris because they would fall out of orbit more quickly than higher spacecraft objects. SpaceX eventually plans to operate some 12,000 satellites and has won FCC authorization for about 4,400, including 1,584 at 550 kilometers where its satellites are currently in orbit. SpaceX is now seeking permission to stage another 3,000 satellites, and if there's anything we know about Musk, it's that he won't stop there. He wants 40,000 satellites in low orbit. Up next, Musk is throwing shade at Bezos now, but who was the first to throw shade? You're about to find out. It appears as though Jeff Bezos was the first to throw shade at Musk back in 2015 after landing a Blue Origin rocket. In response to SpaceX successfully landing a Falcon 9 rocket, Bezos tweeted, "Welcome to the club." But many observers were quick to point out that SpaceX had been landing small rockets for years, and Musk himself pointed out that there was a big difference between orbital and suborbital rockets. Others within the scientific community were quick to add that it's wrong to compare Blue Origin and Falcon 9 rockets. Rocket enthusiast Matt Burns described comparing Blue Origin and Falcon 9 landings as comparing parallel parking a bike and a huge SUV. The Falcon 9 is a huge rocket. The cargo on board this trip included 11 satellites, which are contained within a payload that is not reusable and did not re-land. The Falcon 9 is a serious rocket capable of reaching 124 miles up thanks to the 1.5 million pounds of thrust produced by its 9 engines. It's designed to take serious payloads into serious orbit. The Blue Origin is capable of taking a few humans 62 miles into the sky, which is still great. Next up is Musk making enemies in China. Let's have a look. Beijing recently criticized SpaceX's satellites, which are fueling anger against Musk, who for the longest time has been one of the most popular Western tech executives in China. The backlash from China even includes calls for sanctions against SpaceX. Many in China have even suggested a boycott against Tesla itself and its cars. China argues that Musk satellites threaten the safety of China's space station, and Beijing is putting a lot of pressure on prominent business associates of Musk's as well. The anger of the Chinese is also fueled by an increasing, almost Cold War-like struggle developing between the world's two largest superpowers, China and the United States. Both countries want to be the first to put a human on Mars and are currently looking for a strategic real estate in space. China's foreign ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian recently said that they had notified the United Nations on December 3rd about two close encounters, both in 2021, between SpaceX's Starlink satellites and China's expanding space station, known as the Tiangong. China's space station was forced to take evasive maneuvers on July 1st and October 21st to avoid colliding with Musk satellites. Zhao said the U.S. claims to be a strong advocate for the concept of responsible behavior in outer space, but it disregarded its treaty and posed a grave threat to the safety of astronauts. Zhao is referring to the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, to which the United States is the signatory of. Finally, when will Musk put a man on Mars? During a recent interview, Musk said he predicts SpaceX's Starship rocket will put a man on Mars within 10 years. Musk said, best case is about 5 years, worst case is 10 years. Musk's vision is ambitious and sounds almost far-fetched like something out of a Hollywood movie, but knowing Musk, he'll pull it off. Musk envisions an entire self-sustaining colony equipped with solar-powered hydroponic farms, either underground or above ground, and specially enclosed greenhouses to grow food. The reason that this will take so much time is that Musk is still fine-tuning the Starship rocket so that it can take the long journey to Mars. That's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for watching until the end.